Hey, welcome to another episode of Chaz Beer Reviews. Continuing with the BJCP style guidelines, we're on 10C Weizenbock. And for that, I got a beer that says Weizenbock right on the label there. Ayinger Weizenbock. So let's get right into the specs here. Overall impression, a strong, malty, fruity, wheat-based ale combining the best malt and yeast flavors of a Weiss beer, pale or dark, with the malty rich flavor, strength, and body of a 𝓑𝓬𝓬𝓀 or 𝓑𝓬𝓬𝓀. Check the comments, history, all that stuff. So it's a Weiss beer brewed to bock or 𝓑𝓬𝓬𝓀 strength. So, basically, like a really, really strong, Hefeweizen or Dunkelweizen. They make a point of saying here that lightly oxidized Maillard products can produce some rich, intense flavors and aromas that are often seen in age-imported commercial products. So maybe we'll get some lightly oxidized Maillard products in here. And so fresher versions won't have that character. Well-aged examples might also take on a slight sherry-like complexity. So if it's been sitting in like a Florida heat outside for 6 months, it should be fine. Again, characteristics, ingredients, same thing as the Hefeweizen and Dunkelweizen, 50%, at least 50% wheat, maybe up to 70%. Munich and Vienna malts, maybe some pills. Traditionally decoction mash. That probably gets a lot of that Maillard character and that darker color in there. Style comparisons. Stronger and richer than a Weiss beer, Dunkel's Weiss beer, but with similar yeast character. More directly comparable to 𝓑𝓬𝓬𝓀 style, with the pale and dark variations, can vary widely in strength, but most are the bock or 𝓑𝓬𝓬𝓀 range. Look at our vitals, 15 to 30 IBUs, 6 to 25 SRM, so pretty large spectrum there on the color, although the IBUs is pretty much the same. And again, just like 𝓑𝓬𝓬𝓀, there's dark and pale versions, but they don't have separate categories for them, which I think they should, but that's just me. All right, so let's go pour this, and we'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So we got the Ayinger Weizenbock in the Spiegel Weizen glass. Love this glass. Let's get right into the aroma here. I mean, it definitely smells very, very similar, if not identical, to the last two beers. I mean, huge banana, huge clove. Strong, fairly strong, bready malt character, though. It's not like the kind of darker whole wheat like the Dunkelweizen. This is more like, it's bready. It's malty, but it's bready, but without the bread crust or any kind of toasty notes. So mostly just, I'm getting big fruit and spice on here. Big banana, big clove, kind of like a general Christmas spice or fruitcake kind of thing. And I can smell a little bit of oxidation they were talking about in the specs. So I'm getting a little bit of that kind of honey lemon sherry, but it's actually going pretty well with the nose there. So let's look at the specs. Of course, it doesn't help if I lose my place. Here we go. Aroma: medium high to high malty rich character with a significant bready grainy wheat component. I agree with that. Paler versions will have a bready toasty malty richness, while dark versions will have a deeper, richer malt presence with significant Maillard products. See, this is a pale version, so they say bready toasty. Like I said, I don't really get toast, but I definitely get a lot of bread and wheat. The malt component is similar to Helles Bock for pale versions, grainy, sweet, rich, slightly toasted. I guess we can skip the Dunkels in the dark beer. The yeast contributes a typical Weizen character of banana and clove, or banana and spice, clove, vanilla. True. Which can be medium low to medium high. Darker versions can have some dark fruit aroma, particularly as they age. A low to moderate alcohol aroma is acceptable, but it shouldn't be hot or solventy. True. No hop aroma. True. The malt, yeast, and alcohol intertwine to produce a complex, inviting, and prominent bouquet. I'm going to go 10 out of 12. I think that's fair. Appearance. Well, we got a pale Weizenbock here. It's nice, kind of deep gold amber color, and it's actually not super hazy, even though I put the yeast in. I put it at about a 4 to 7 SRM. It did have a pretty big head when I first poured it. As you'll see on the thumbnail, it's kind of disappointing that it faded already. Let's check the specs on appearance. Pale and dark versions yeah, we know that. With pale versions being light gold at light amber, true. A very thick, moussey, long-lasting white to off-white, pale versions, head is characteristic. The high protein content of wheat impairs the clarity, although the level of haze is somewhat variable. Okay, suspended yeast sediment can contribute to the cloudiness. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of disappointed the head's fading already. That could be because it's stronger ABV, or yeah, but I mean, I think it's perfectly good-looking beer. I'll give that a 3. Maybe we'll come back, but Probably not. All right, now we're on to the best part of the review. Cheers. Well, as far as the base, like the overall palette, the whole what's there, this is very, very similar to the Schneider or Weizenbock or any other kind of generic, I don't even want to say generic, any kind of classic Hefeweizen. So, you know, up front, big banana, banana bread, kind of sweet. The clove is much stronger here, though. So, like in a regular Hef, it's just kind of a, you know, little bit of a spicy tingling in the background. This one is, you know, more of just like constantly there in your face, and it gets really strong right on the finish. So there's like, you know, just kind of like general kind of fruity esters in there. I mean, big, you know, banana and clove, as we said, almost like if banana juice was a thing, almost like a Snapple kind of thing, or maybe like a fruit punch kind of thing. Has that nice firm bready malty base. Again, I'm not really getting toast or bread crust. I'm just getting like straight bread. Because I get a little bit of like honey lemon, you know, classic character, you know, typical of oxidation in there. And like I said with the aroma, it's not a bad thing here. It's actually, it's working with the natural, you know, flavors of the palate to all work together. As far as hops, like, really don't get much there. I mean, it's, again, a very low, spicy, you know, earthy kind of thing. Just enough to provide a little bit of bitterness. And if it's an old bottle, they probably would have dropped out anyways. Alcohol is quite faint. I mean, 7.1 is not that strong, although when you're drinking a whole 5 ml of it, it can add up. So that might be accounting for like a little bit of a vanilla and kind of thing on there. Let's check the specs on here. Flavor. Similar to the aroma, with medium-high to high malty-rich flavor together with significant bready, grainy wheat flavor. True. Paler versions will have a bready, toasty, grainy, sweet malt richness, while dark versions will have a deeper, bready, rich, or toasted malt character. Significant mayor products, optional caramel. Low to moderate banana and spice, clove, vanilla. Yeast no character. Hop flavor. Okay. A low hop bitterness can give a slightly sweet palate impression, but the beer typically finishes dry. It's pretty true. It finishes like there's real brief banana and clove aftertaste, but then it finishes like completely clean. The interplay between the malt, yeast, and alcohol adds complexity and interest, which is often enhanced with age. So I mean, it's right there. I mean, I kind of would have to ding it on not much on the toasty, you know, Maillard thing. I'm going to say 17. I don't know. Does that seem high to you? Let me know in the comments. Mouthfeel. Definitely a medium, at least a medium body. It's like a medium plus body. Still highly effervescent, so it's not like a thick, sticky thing. Pretty soft texture, real easy to drink, no alcohol heat, no alcohol distraction or anything like that. Very, very drinkable for such a strong beer. Let's check the specs. Mouthfeel, medium full to full body. A fluffy or creamy texture is typical, as is the mild warming sensation of substantial alcohol content. Moderate to high carbonation. So yeah, it's right there. I'm not sure I could honestly say that this is a 10 beer. Like 44, that's the highest I can give something and still give it a 9. That's the threshold between 9 and 10. And to me, like, this is drinking like a 9. Like, it's a really excellent, delicious, fun to drink, easy to drink beer. But as we saw on the specs, like, it's not 100% there. It's like 90% there, which is why I give it a 9 out of 10. All right, so total score, 44 out of 50, 9 out of 10 on my scale for Ayinger Weizenbock. You know, excellent beer. Could definitely do a whole lot worse than this one. All right, so thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Prost.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's beer review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.